We're back. The gang is back.
You got the wrong thing blurred, Caleb.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Luckily, there's advantages to being the editor. Shaba.
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 How's it
What's
going, y'all?
happening?
Long time no schlob.
Long time no schlob. Doing good. Happy holidays to all. It's like the sixth night of Hanukkah,
That's
I
right.
think.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Sixth night, and then like
Yep.
just about 2 weeks from Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah. Happy
And
holidays,
then my
everyone.
favorite holiday, New Year's.
You don't remember a
Yes.
single one. How would you even know?
Exactly. That's why it's the best one.
That's how
It's
you
like
know.
elusive. You always chase that feeling, but you just can't get it unless it's then, and then you don't ever remember it.
It's always the year of the dragon for Hefe. Always
Yeah,
chasing
that
it.
kind of started when we started doing the
The
beer
power
thing,
hour?
Power Hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
started doing Power Hour starting at 11 p.m. into midnight, and then
Oh,
you just
man.
end up being so sloshed.
That had to have been like what? The year 2011 going in 2012 was the first time we did that.
Maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
sounds about right in
Yeah.
college. Yeah,
Good times.
I had a couple year streak going on with that. I definitely remember doing it in Albuquerque. So that was 2015 going into
nice.
16.
And then I
No,
think we did it
yeah.
at Jason's. Yeah, after that. Wow.
All
Welcome
right.
to the Schlabcast.
I was gonna let Caleb have the reins, given how fantasy aside, given how all the games have gone this past week. I just figured Caleb would have the most energy to lead
I'm
it.
pretty
But
fucking energetic.
where do we just want to start with the Monday night games first, or what do you guys think?
Oh yeah, let's
Sure.
start there.
Wild games. Nobody picked correctly.
Oh dude, the
Both
pool was a
upsets.
mess.
14-point comeback, less than 3 minutes. What else do you want to talk about?
So,
DeVito. There's so many headlines.
oh dude, the DeVito family plus the agent like
Oh yeah.
cutbacks and like cut twos during the game were just so funny.
Yeah.
So I got to be honest. So both those games going like 4 minutes into the, remaining in the game and whatnot, Emily just got home from work. So I started doing dinner and just kind of turned it off and put on something else. And I was watching the Manning cast because they were just going between both games. And then the Giants score and win. And I'm like, oh shit, they came back. I just can't even believe that. And so I made fun of Connor a little bit. And then about an hour later, I look back at the Titans Dolphins score, and the Titans had won. And I was like, holy shit, what
By
the hell
1 point.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I had to go back and watch the highlights. I didn't see it happen in real time because I thought that was totally done after the Henry missed, pitch. But what a bunch of crazy endings for Monday night, too. They nailed it with keeping people interested till the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
And obviously a couple of us were a little bit more on our edge of our seat due to some fantasy implications as well, which
Yeah, oh my
uh,
gosh, your game was an absolute nail biter. I checked it in the fourth quarter and it was 109, 109. I was like, oh my gosh.
yeah,
Hey,
best fab money ever spent this past week, Tajay Spears.
Well,
yeah,
it's
now it
worth it
doesn't
just to
matter.
make it to the playoffs now that you
Exactly,
don't have to
exactly.
worry about the panhandling. So you
Yeah.
might as well just spend it all.
God, I
Spend
got
whatever you got.
fucking. I just,
Mhm.
I hope I can just beat Ahmed. Just not have to worry about it anymore. I like
And it's
strategically stop spending after a little bit
Jason
there.
and
That's
Wade
hilarious.
are last getting the
Yeah.
buys.
Hmm.
Love how
Wow.
Jason didn't spend $1.
Always.
Oh, God damn it.
So what happens if he loses? He doesn't have to do it, or
I think we set it at a minimum amount, right? I think
oh
that's what we
yeah,
agreed on.
75, I think, or
I don't know,
That's
50.
or
so much
50. I think it may
already.
have been 50 or something like that.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
go over, obviously, yeah, you spend that.
Yeah. Minimum of like 50 or 75. Yeah, that sounds right. On that vote, we talked about that. Yeah. Some crazy games. I needed some decent points from Mostert in a couple leagues, and it worked out for me. Hopkins had a decent game. I needed that. And then Raj came through and beat Ahmed, and
Yep.
Ahmed got booted. And Andy took care of business against Alex Reyes, snuffed his chances, and here we are.
Yeah, even if I won those two games at the beginning of the year, I'd still be probably seventh. My team was good, just never was clicking on the same weeks. Like fantasy every week, I just kind of grew numb to it. But the Cowboys have a good season. And I'm in the running for our NorCal League, which I'm playing Jeff this week in that one.
In the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which that one I started like 1-5 too, but that one I just went on a big streak for a while. Yeah, I play Ahmed. I think Ahmed and I have played twice this year, and we both went 1-1 against each other. And
Nice.
it's gonna be Reyes versus Raj for the other
Sacco matchup.
Sacco
I'm playing
matchups right now.
Pat,
Yeah. You got Pat.
and
Andy's
you're
got
playing
Scotty.
Scotty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Roe and Corey get buys. What league are we in here, guys? Like, come on.
Actually, I might have been in because I would have been. I don't know.
You have to look at
It
those
would have.
points for.
Well,
Yeah.
it's more that the other people's records would have been adjusted too. There have been different tiebreakers and whatnot as well. But yeah, my team just did not score a bunch, way too many weeks.
Do you want to talk about any of
But
these other matchups that happened? The pool was rough this week. I
The
only
pool
ended up getting
sucked.
6.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
got 6 too. I think
Andy
the winner
got
got 7.
7. No, Patrick got 9.
ooh,
Oh fuck, Patrick! God, fucking damn.
There were a couple of all misses, including both Mondays. Nobody picked the winner. Only Carl and Caleb picked the Bills.
Easy pick.
Everyone picked Houston, they lost. Everyone picked Detroit, they lost. Everyone picked Pittsburgh. On Thursday, they lost. Chargers, Broncos was pretty split. Cowboys, Eagles, pretty split.
I
Andy,
thought
you
that
want to
was
talk
an easy
about this
pick.
Bucks Falcons game?
I was. I do want to talk about that, but I figured we actually talk about the Eagles Cowboys game first. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Caleb, you have the floor first.
Um, I would just say that before the season, I think we said it would be a home split. I do think the Cowboys had a much, they really kind of gave that first game in Philly away. 1 foot going out of bounds on that 2-point conversion and then just giving up a 1st and goal on the 5 and not getting in the end zone. But I think from that game, they learned a lot and they've just been firing in all cylinders. The defense is just outrageous and they do the same thing every game. It's always, well, they give up a lot of yards, but they either hold them to field goals or they'll make a team get into a weird spot where they might have to do a 4th down at a spot or a time of the game where they might not normally, but they're in a weird area of the field. But then the end of the game, it's always just turnover after turnover after turnover. And same thing happened this game. They just wear people down so much that they just make people commit uncommon or very uncommon mistakes for some of these guys. And then Aubrey's just this unreal kicker. I just
Yeah.
have complete
Yeah, those
faith in
were
him.
super
Hey,
clutch.
he saved me in my fantasy. Yeah.
It's just nuts watching him kick 'cause it's just so effortless, but it's effortless, but he kicks it so hard. Like you could just see the ball just take off immediately. And
Yeah.
the team's looking real good. I'm not too worried about the Bills or the Dolphins coming up here, even on the road. I just think the defense is way too mature nowadays, and the offense just continues to onslaught score. They've scored like 30 points in like 6 straight games or something.
Yeah, the offense has ever since Dak had that really bad game. What was it like against the Cardinals, like week 4 or something?
He played
I
pretty
don't
bad
know.
against San Francisco, but it was really that
Okay.
stretch
Yeah,
just
there's a
before the
couple
bye.
games that was
Yeah.
like not clicking, and then all of a sudden he's just been feeling it. CD's playing great. Ferguson looks great.
He's had some cool catches too.
He looks a
He's got
little
great hands.
Gronk-esque to me, wants to run through people. I thought the Eagles played not their best football for sure. They couldn't get their game ever going, and then it was always just trying to get something going, and it was too late. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, so there's a lot of factors. First, I'll just give the kudos first to the Cowboys. Dak Prescott looked really good. It looks like he's in the front runner now for like MVP, so he's deserving of that right now. The offense is really clicking, good chemistry, very comfortable, and like they know what they have an identity. Is guess what I'm trying to say. And the Eagles actually for a while, I don't know if it's the new offensive coordinators, but it kind of they've been lacking an identity recently, especially like it used to be run game was like our thing, and then it's become like a non-factor. I do think there is something to be said for like what people talked about the gauntlet of the games because 5 weeks ago we did play Cowboys, then it was Chiefs, then it was Bills, then it was 49ers, and then it was Cowboys again. So I mean that is a tough stretch if you really do look at it.
For sure.
And so they went 3-2 out of those games. I think if you look back, you'd almost take that.
Totally.
So yes, they did not play their best game. Yes, they did look really bad, and there's a lot of things they need to improve. But I'm not too worried as I guess a lot of media I feel like is blowing it up a little bit for just one game. And we talk about the schedule. I know Caleb's not too worried, but I think there is something to be said for like Bills, Dolphins, and Lions for Cowboys. The Eagles have to play Giants twice and Cardinals, so a little bit easier there. So I think
Definitely easier schedule.
I think it'll even out a little bit and
Yeah.
balance out, but we'll see.
I think we've locked in the wild card spot. I
Yeah,
think that's just gonna how it goes. And
yeah,
then we're gonna have to play both San Francisco and Philadelphia in the playoffs just to go all the way. I think it just matters on order. San Francisco's really gonna have to fuck up for us to get the 1 seed, and Philly. So I just don't see that happening. So I envision a 5 seed. Hopefully there's another upset week 1. I don't think the Lions are really playing all that well. I think they could really slip up and lose to somebody like a Packers team, like Seattle. I think they could come in and beat them.
Yeah, I mean, they lost to the freaking Bears. And like you said, Andy, on our video last week, those games are always close because I know you have Justin Fields in fantasy.
yeah.
And this one wasn't even that close. The Lions kind of got outplayed.
That's right. And even in the first game, actually, they really beat them the whole game, and then they had a miraculous comeback at the end. Actually, the Lions they had like 17 points in the final 5 minutes.
Hmm.
So, is there any other game we wanted to specifically get into? I know we need to save time for our Falcons. Do we want to talk about your game, Jeff, briefly?
Yeah, I just want to say, obviously, the offense struggled for Houston, but Nico Collins goes out on the first drive. You don't have Dalton Schultz first week without Tank Dell.
How's Stroud?
I think he's still in concussion protocol, as far as I know.
Sorry, one more question. When did that happen during the game?
In the fourth quarter, it was
Okay.
towards the end. So it wasn't like he was like playing really good or something. No, it was just took a big hit and went all the way back, like banged his head against the ground. But I don't know. They just couldn't get anything going at all. They couldn't get the run game going. They couldn't get any quick passes going. Even though they got a couple turnovers, Zach Wilson probably had his best game I've seen him play, which is annoying to hear. But I don't know. I can't really explain it. Every time I was like going back and forth between it, Texans just couldn't move the ball whatsoever.
I thought it was weird that the line was only Houston -3.5. And I think it opened at 3 because you just think it's Houston. They're going to go in and win by, a couple touchdowns because it's,
Yeah,
the Jets who can barely score in the teens.
I think that's what Andy and I were saying too.
And so that's kind of that's a fishy line just to even start with. So I guess just got to look at Vegas a little more closely with those types of games where it just seems like this team is obviously going to just go on the road in the weather when they're a, indoor team. And
It was really rainy too
yeah,
for the first half too. So a lot of like
no one scored in
plays
the
were not
first half.
developing. Yeah,
It
no,
was
it was
zeros.
0-0. Yeah.
30-6 in just the whole second half. That was it.
There was missed extra point. It was just there's a lot of things. Just was a sloppy game from the Texans. Hopefully they come back, play a little better. We have not too hard of a schedule, I would say, moving towards the end, but definitely gonna
Yeah,
have to win a couple more games to get in with
at
all those teams at
Tennessee,
7-6.
at Tennessee, and then home for Cleveland and Tennessee, and then you finish up at Indianapolis,
Indy.
which
Yeah.
shit, you got half your divisional game still left.
Yeah. They're only like
You
one and
need
two
those.
in the division so far, so it's not good. Jacksonville pretty much has that locked up. So
You
there's a
gotta hope
lot
they
of other
slip.
7-6 teams right now in the AFC playoff card picture.
Jacksonville they host Baltimore this week, so
Tough test for sure.
you gotta win out, I
Um,
think.
that Rams Baltimore game was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Second punt return,
Walk
walk
off.
off, overtime touchdown this year. Only the fifth ever. So that's pretty cool. Rams played great.
Who's the
Ravens
other
played
this
pretty
year?
good too, but Rams are looking a little bit more like themselves. Nakua is just having a monster season.
Yeah, I saw your message, that catch.
Yeah, that was one of the best catches I've seen this year. What about that awful Vikings Raiders game? Nick Mullins confirmed starting this week also.
What
I don't know
happened
if you
to
guys
Doc?
heard that. He got benched.
I know, but I mean, just like what happened? Like,
He
like
was just
a month ago, he was on top of the world, on top of the mountain, and
I know.
he
I didn't
just
want to pick against them then. They were so hot, but he looked terrible. He was like running backwards half the time.
They're taking his
Yeah.
jersey out of the store
Raiders did
now.
not look good either. They couldn't that O'Connell has come back to earth. He didn't look good at all. I don't know what was going on.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the box score to it because
I
there's got
wonder
to be
what
some awesome numbers here.
I wonder what like the Vegas like line and everything was for like that game.
Line was Minnesota minus 3.5. So nobody's a winner. It it was at 96% capacity, seat 65,000, and there was 62,500 there. So 62,500 people witnessed just absolute garbage.
Just one field goal.
The over under was 40.5.
Oh my God.
Which makes sense. I was on my way out to Northridge in the morning and I was listening to ESPN's just like kickoff show. And one of the guys was in Vegas and or had a buddy in Vegas and said it was just a sea of purple everywhere. So I'm sure those Vikings fans that made a big trip out there were just so pissed that they went to that game. Okay, let me get the box score here because I want to see like total yards and all this stuff. God, these passer ratings are so bad. The highest one is an 86 for Nick Mullins.
And he
then
played like 3 minutes of the game.
It was a 50 for Dobbs, and then O'Connell had a 66 passer rating. Those are the ones out of 140.
Yeah.
140 something.
How many punts were there?
99 total passing yards for Minnesota between the two of them.
Jeez.
Oh my God. Okay, punts. There were
over 10.
There was 9 for Minnesota alone.
Oh my gosh.
They had 2 punters, and then I guess someone just punted at 14 yards, and then Vegas had 8, so 17 total.
Oh yeah, because they were gonna kick another field goal at the very end of the game, and then the guy ended up just punting it like 30 yards to try to just run out the clock.
God.
Wow, what a trash game. Jason and Wade almost went to that game.
Jason would have loved that game. Could you imagine going to that game with Wade and you're just there like, I don't give a shit really what happens. And it's just like the most bleak piece of shit you've ever seen. And Wade is just there, just like he doesn't know how to handle himself.
Come on, can anybody move the ball?
Yo, Jason, man, I'm just sorry, dude. This sucks.
All right, that's enough about that one.
I know we mentioned the Jags, but do we want to mention Joe Flacco?
Yeah, great game.
That's cool.
Andy and I gave him some props last week. We said if Flacco's playing, we're picking him.
He looks good.
Lawrence put up a fight, hurt. I got to give him credit for sure, but he looked good. They put up some points.
I didn't watch too much of that game, but I did see the highlights for it, and Flacco did look good. I think like 3 different former Jets quarterbacks have wins this year, which might be more than I literally
Zach
can't ever.
Wilson?
Yeah, Zach Wilson. God, I keep wanting to say White, but it's not that guy. But that's how memorable this. Yeah, Zach Wilson wins. And literally the story like 2 or 3 days before is Jets are looking to trade him in the offseason. I was like, well, yeah, no shit.
You can't get anything for him.
No.
You can get like the veterans like minimum, just like 1 year of cash, like $700K. That's all we're giving you for him.
I wouldn't even do that.
We're gonna pay for your plane flight here.
Got to pay for everything if he wants to be on the team.
He's got to buy his own jersey.
We should definitely talk about the Chargers look so bad. Oh my God. They are terrible. Wipe this season away. Flush it down the drain of Dean Spanos' golden toilet, along with Brandon Staley's head coaching career.
Shit stained golden toilet.
Herbert on IR.
Herbert,
or most likely.
Finger.
Hey,
what
Easton
a poetic
Stick,
way
man.
to
never talk down Easton Stick.
Just what a way to retire Gates's number at an LA Chargers game when he gives a speech and thanks the city of San Diego, and then they get absolutely blown out by Russell Wilson and Sean Payton's Broncos. It's like couldn't have been more poetic. And somehow I picked them. Why did I pick them?
Because it's fucking Denver, dude. Even though, and Denver's like game behind Kansas City now, which is
I know.
So god damn it, dude.
Like they were 1-5. Everything was great.
Can you imagine the people that just hammered Denver to not make the playoffs, like offshore betting once
I'm so glad I didn't bet it again this year because I bet it last year and it was great. I just loved watching them lose. It was awesome. Over under was like 8, and I was like, no way. Same with the Colts. I was like, Matt Ryan and the Colts, no way.
Dude, they could win out. They play at Lions and then home versus Patriots, Chargers, and then at Las Vegas. We could be looking at an 11-6 Denver team here.
God, let's hope not.
While Kansas City has
What if Kansas City has to go to Denver in a wild card game?
Kansas City's got kind of easy too. They go to the Patriots, then play Vegas, then the Bengals, and then the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't really see them losing.
Well,
Again, maybe they keep losing this year. We said they were sneaky bad. Let's talk about that game, finish it out.
yeah, don't fucking line up offsides. He's like totally
Yeah.
offsides. Just not like no matter how much fucking they whine about it, he was completely offsides and didn't check in with the when they look at the all 22, he doesn't check in with the ref.
No.
He's just standing there on the line.
Crazy awareness by Travis Kelce to even throw that pass, though.
Yeah.
Well, they fuck around doing all that in practice. So it's just kind of a part of their DNA. I've heard this a couple times from different podcasts and media dudes and stuff, but it's going to be talked about. Did Taylor Swift ruin the Chiefs? Because as soon as she comes in, they just go sinking downhill.
They can't handle her.
Yeah. Is she the reason why? Is she the curse? The T Swift curse?
Travis Kelce he's just not in the game still.
Big
No, I think
distraction.
the Bills played a really good game, honestly. It looked like old Josh Allen to me, like a couple years ago. He had a really good game. Mahomes played kind of like he has all year, just kind of so good when he's had to, but I really think the Bills played a better game.
The receivers are so bad. They just drop so much and they're always doing the wrong thing. And
They definitely are
he's
weak.
putting them in a position to win, but it's tough when you just got total dopies all around you.
Yeah, they're at the point where they're relying too much on Mahomes now. He needs to do everything.
They made their choice when they let Tyreek Hill go, and didn't choose to like replace him with anyone decent.
And then, like we said, Travis Kelce also having like a down year too. So
Was hurt for a little bit.
they were down Pacheco too, right?
I just don't feel like they have an offensive like identity as dominant as they used to. It used to just be like, oh, they can score whenever, but they just can't do that anymore. There's too many mistakes, too many drops, too many offsides, whatever type of things.
And then for our final game, how could we forget Jeff?
Oh, we could forget.
Falcons and Bucks. I picked Bucks.
It's been working for you,
stupid
Andy. I don't
Falcons.
know why I did it, but I picked the Falcons also.
I told you guys. Try to tell you.
Baker Mayfield had another decent game, I gotta say, and
He did what he needed to. He had 140 yards.
yeah, he had a good
off
last
of
drive.
14 attempts. So
he had a good last drive from what I saw.
they ran the ball 37 times compared to 29 times throwing it.
Desmond Ridder, 347 yards. Wow.
He's got a good deep ball right now. He's just not that accurate.
I was playing against a guy that sat Drake London, and I was like, why? He had like 20 something points.
Yeah,
because he's boomer bust.
They actually threw to Drake London this time. It's like running too. Like Bijan had 10 carries, but then you give 9 carries to Algier and 3 to Cordero Patterson. I mean, like, come on.
They should start. Go ahead.
I should just give 20 to Bijan.
Yeah, you can put Algier in as like a third down, catch it out of the backfield play, or Cordell for that.
They should line up Pitts outside. They should just make him like
absolutely.
They should just make him like a Megatron, dude. He's just
Why
so
not
big.
use him like a Travis Kelce? I don't get it. Just have him run routes.
Yeah, you already got Jonnu,
all the time.
who's a fine tight end. Just line up Pitts as a wideout. You could put him and London on the same side in the red zone, and then you just have like
you can even do that and put Bijan in the slot too.
Yeah, for real.
And then who you gonna
and
cover?
Still have Algier?
Yeah,
it's not that hard. Arthur
or even
Smith.
Patterson.
It's not that hard.
Yeah,
you have so many people. I can't get worked up about this stupid team anymore. I think I'm joining your pack, Andy. I should have joined it a while ago. I do not think I will be picking the Falcons anymore.
They got Panthers next game though.
I was gonna say
Panthers.
I mean, the Texans lost the Panthers. So what do I know? Dude, I got 6 picks right last week.
I could have fucking coached the Panthers to 1-12, man. Give me that job. Like that, I could have accidentally.
They're already paying 2 other people to not be their coach, so
I could have accidentally won a game.
Pay you a little bit.
They've definitely gone 0-10 to start.
We have a few minutes left. Want to touch on any other game? Otherwise, I was just going to touch on the top 10 overall draft picks for 2024 as it stands now.
Let's just do
Sure.
that.
Okay, so just starting from 1, just doing the top 10, we have the Chicago Bears 1, Patriots 2, Cardinals 3, Commanders 4, Bears again at 5, Giants 6, Raiders 7, Titans 8, Jets 9, and rounding out the 10, the Chargers right now.
Jets need a higher pick.
So Bears with 1 and 5, obviously that stands out. As of right now, obviously it's still too early, but if you were the Bears, are you giving up on Justin Fields and going for like one of the quarterbacks, regardless if it's Williams or Drake May? Are you using one of those picks for quarterback or using it as a weapon and a defensive player? Maybe Marvin
I
Harrison
really don't.
Jr.
I would take Harrison at 5 if he survives that long. But number 1,
Why not trade out of one and then, let somebody else give you even more picks for someone that needs
yeah,
one of
that's
those
almost the
studs?
the move.
Then you keep 5
I
still.
really don't think
I thi-
Caleb Williams is the.
Well, actually, did they not do that this past year, right?
I think they did.
So they would do it again, maybe? That would be
It's
crazy.
possible.
I don't think the Patriots would move up.
Worked out this year so far. Bryce Young hasn't looked like anything, but that
If
has no supporting cast.
if the
So
Patriots keep a top 5 pick, we think they're probably taking quarterback though this time, right? They got to.
I
They
think
have
so,
to.
and I don't think Belichick will be
I
there
I
either.
actually you're
So
right. I actually just read this report. Sorry to cut you off, Jeff. One more thing. I just read this report that just said that it's pretty much confirmed that he's not going to be there next year.
wow, yeah, it seems about right. He's not gonna go out with another season and he's not gonna go through another rebuild with them. It doesn't seem like.
Nah, no way.
Just go start sipping Mai Tais, bro. Go coach soccer somewhere. I don't know. Take a load off.
Coach soccer. That's
I
it.
don't know. Do something different, for the rest of your life.
Belichick's
You've
just
done
running a
one thing for so
U16
long.
program.
Yeah.
The report on
That's
Twitter, it said Patriots will part ways with Bill Belichick this offseason per NBC. The decision was made by owner Robert Kraft after the team's loss to the Colts in Germany.
Yikes.
What week was that?
A few weeks ago,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
think that was when I was in
4 weeks
Hawaii
ago.
the first week. So yeah, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
November 12th.
Yeah.
No, day
So
after.
about a month ago.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
month ago exactly.
Who do we think Patriots? Who are they going to get?
Interesting. Yeah, I say they go young. They completely rebrand.
They
Sure.
need a quarterback,
Yeah.
and
Get some
you probably take Caleb
guru.
Williams, but I don't know.
It's a
He might translate.
different time in Boston. Dynasty over.
Yeah, and then all these fans of just I don't know. I just don't really care about the Patriots that much.
I know. You see how they just disappear.
It's like a
that.
Giants fan. San Francisco specifically.
F the Dodgers and also F the
Oh, yeah.
Giants.
Shohei Ohtani,
Jesus.
baby.
No. Gosh.
We're paying
So
him like what?
annoying.
Like 2 million or something like that?
Yeah. And he's getting 640 or something like that and deferred like 20,
I've never heard of that.
34, something.
It's wild.
I don't know. I don't understand how it's legal, but whatever.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a little almost out of time here.
Yeah.
Good recap video. It was
Yeah,
fun.
we're back in it. End
Go
of season
Texans.
stuff. Oh, go Texas teams.
Eagles bounce back.
Eagles will
week,
bounce
maybe?
back.
Eagles are they're gonna bounce back.
Can't lose 2 in a row.
Seahawks
More
Monday
than 2 in a
night.
row.
Another
Nice.
Monday, another prime time.
Another Bird Bowl. Love it.
Right
All
on.
right. That's all.